Hello and welcome to a Robot VARNAC video. Today we're going to be talking about the auto transformer, also known as the Variac. And the Variac has lots of very useful purposes that you're probably not aware of, but you should be, and that's what this video is going to do, to educate you and so you learn more about the auto transformer or the Variac, so you know just how useful it can be in your everyday life. The auto transformer consists of a circular coil wrapped in copper, and it's wired up for hot to neutral. Since it's a transformer, it's unusual because it only has one winding. That's why it's called auto transformer, because it has only one winding. If you know about transformers, you know that they have primary and secondary windings, but the Variac only has one single winding, and you tap into the different windings from full power to zero, so you can get different voltage levels. In this case, it's wired up for 120 volts house current, and you can put a load on there from neutral to tapping into the coil. So in this case, it'd be about 50% of the load from 120 volt line current. So what about the auto transformer? What's it used for? The one positive thing is that it has no moving parts. It's one single metal core coil wrapped in copper like this. This is a small Variac. You'll see it has copper windings all around it, and here's like in the picture where you have the hot side and neutral side, and the center tap here, so the center tap moves around the circumference of the coil, tapping into different voltages or percentages of power as the tap into. For example, this would be like 50% capacity, so it'd be full power, and as you get closer to the hot side, it increases in power. Some Variacs are wired so that they multiply current usually up to 117%. Since there's no moving parts in the coil, Variacs or auto transformers are about 98% efficient, because the metal core is designed to take advantage of the magnetic flux in the alternating current. Auto transformers only work with alternating current because that's how they're designed. They don't work in direct current. So the utility power, when the utility power sags, another useful purpose of auto transformer is to increase your electric load. For example, some equipment does not work when the utility drops power below 125 or 120 volts. They might go to 98 or 95 volts. So some equipment needs the full power. So the auto transformer will take the lower power and boost it up to the 120 volts, so that equipment will work. For example, special test equipment in laboratories might need 120 volts instead of 98 volts. So the Variac will be usually found in test laboratories to bring sagging utility power back up to proper specification. Let's see how a Variac works. This is a bigger Variac. So remember the diagram. So this is the neutral side and this is the hot side. So you'll see that it's set for 0 when you turn the power on. The bulb does not light up, but as you start tapping into parts of the coil coming closer to the hot side, the bulb starts lighting up, as you can see there. So this is about 50% power, which would be about 50 volts or so house current, and turning it higher you get more power. So you see how bright the bulb is now at full power. In fact, the early light dimmers were auto transformers, but nowadays light dimmers are electronically controlled, that they control the frequency of the alternating current, so they're more solid state than mechanical like this thing is. Another useful thing for the auto transformer is in a factory where some machines can't be started up at full power, so they use the Variac to slowly build the induction motor up to speed, so the motor or machine won't start wildly and damage the machine if it starts up too fast. Another application is heating and air conditioning. Some compressors can't start at full power, so they'll use a voltage power like this to slowly start the compressor so it won't jam up and cause trouble in the system. And let's see what else. The Variac is very reliable because there's no moving parts. It's all a metal core inside there. So as the center tap moves around, it picks up different levels of power along its thing. And the thing about the auto transformer is, since the coil is circular, the magnetic field is largely contained. That makes it more efficient than a regular transformer. The magnetic coil, magnetic field stays within the circular coil, or the technical term is toroidal core, meaning a fancy word for saying circular. And the Variac was invented in 1908 by, get this, Max Korndorfer. Can you believe that? Max Korndorfer invented the auto transformer in 1908 and from Berlin, Germany. And he was awarded patent number 1,096,922 for his invention, which he later sold to General Electric in 1914, no doubt to the greedy corporate Thomas Edison, who started selling it here after 1914 when he bought the name out. And let's see, it's about it. The Variac is still a registered trademark by the Instrument Service Equipment Company out of, looks like, Ohio. And they have been using the trademark since 2004. The General Radio Corporation had the trademark from 1933 through 2002, so obviously maybe General Radio went out of business, and they were sold and someone else bought the trademark and patent. And let's see, it's about it. Since it's such a simple device, it's pretty straightforward how it works. So as you tap into the center within the coil, you get different power levels, from full power here, so the pointer's here, and down to 0 here. Safety considerations for the auto transformer. Right here, the cover has been removed for illustration purposes, but the thing is, if you touch any part of the coil, it's going to be full power, so you don't want to come in contact with any of the electrified parts, because depending on how it's wired, it could be 240 volts, depending on what type of auto transformer it is. So if you come in contact with one of these things, be very careful. You could be electrocuted to death. So in other words, don't try this at home. This is for entertainment purposes only, so don't rush out to buy a Variac if you don't know how to use one. And let's see, that's about it for today. Come back again for another Robot VARNAC video. Let me know what you think in the comments of what you could do with a variable auto transformer in your home, or some people use them to power their computers during brownouts when the utility companies will lower their power, so you can have a steady 120 volt power in your home. So that's another thing to consider. So let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course comment. What do you think of the Variac? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. And I'll see you next week with another Robot VARNAC video. So goodbye for now.